All right, recording in progress. That's what I've just heard. So we are live, we are on. So how's everybody? Everyone is good, having a good day. Bitcoin falling 22%. Trump trying to impose 25% tariffs on Europe. Trump saying that Europe is not helping USA to grow. Bank of Japan looking to hike interest rates again. So, whoa, what a week, my friends. Seems like the number 20 to 25 is the number, right? 25% imposed tariffs, 25% drop on Bitcoin, around 28 days in February. So 20 is the number for this year, for this month. Seems like, it looks like is the number. So hopefully everyone is having an amazing week so far. We have a lot to talk about. I've separated like the best three topics, I would say. That is the US trade policies and the impact on the FX market, the Bitcoin bear market, and its impact on the global sentiment. Oh yeah, and Swiss. 25 is the year as well. So 25, it's 2025, 20% tariffs, 25% drop. It's a lot, man. A lot of things happening on that number, hey? Kind of strange. The strengthening of the Japanese yen. Oh my God, what's going on? Turning point for the Bank of Japan. Maybe. We're going to be having a look at all of those topics. And guys, be 100%, get a popcorn, chill down, relax, sit back, take a notebook. We have a lot to talk, as I just said. So as usual, if you guys have any questions, always ask me. I love questions, and that makes things flow much easier. All right. So if you have a question, maybe someone have the same question, but that person is a little bit shy, don't want to ask. So always interact with me. I'm always here, right? So there's a lot happening, so let's get right into it. But before we go any further, as always, I will be putting up the risk disclaimer. Sorry, it's been a really, really hot day here in Sydney. Oh my God. Right now is 30 degrees and tomorrow it's going to be 36. So it's going to be a crazy day. But as I was saying, so as usual, I will put it up, the risk disclaimer, so you guys go through it. We'll mute myself, and I should be back in 1 to 2 minutes so you guys can read everything. So let's get started. All right, let's take the boring thing out of here. Okay, first topic, US trade policies and the impact on the FX market. All right, first of all, I need to show the US dollar index. So let me grab it for a second. That's Bitcoin right there. All right. Cool. All right. On November 6th, I remember that day. That was a crazy day. Wow. So on November 6th, Trump was elected. Okay. So since then, let me just get the vertical line here. Right here on this huge bull candle, trading from 103,700 all the way up to the highest point at 105,200. So pretty much nearly, I think that's a 2%, right? Let me grab it. Let me see. Yeah, nearly 2%. So 1.5%. Move in 1 day, strengthening of the US dollar. Okay, can you guys hear me? I think so. Yeah, you guys can. Cool. So 1.5% up move in literally 1 day. Okay. Not fully 1 day because that was only a 4-hour candle. So if we get from here, right, so the 6 to the 7, it was right here. So we're talking about a 1.5% move up in 1 day. Then since that day, US dollar continued to trade higher, and we had the highest point of US dollar being at 110, pretty much 110, 200. Let's call 110, 200. So that's a 6.28%. So 6.3% up move into since Trump was elected. And then we had the whole drop because lots of things was happening. And now from the top to the bottom, we are trading at down 3.7%. And right now we are 3.20%. Okay. So one of the biggest stories I would say in the global war that is happening at the moment is the trade conflict between the US and Europe. Yes, you heard that right. If you didn't know that, now you know. Trump has made it clear, all right, has made it very clear that if he was re-elected, he was intending to impose tariffs on European goods, and because as a response to what he calls an unfair trade imbalance. Okay, that's what he said. I'm not saying this. That's what he's saying, and that's what he's been saying for a while. Then on yesterday, he proposed a tariff stance at 25% on European exports to the US. And that has already triggered some strong responses from the European Union. And that was yesterday. So if you guys type it up, just Trump imposes tariffs on Europe. Sorry. We can have it right here. Let's say, what was the Reuters? I saw a Reuters one. Yeah, there you go. There you go. No. Oh, maybe they took it off because I saw today that was the one I read. But anyways, I even made a video on that. Cool. All right. So basically, Trump votes to slap 25% tariffs on European and claims bloc was formed to screw US. Okay. So I even mentioned that on my video. So Donald Trump is pretty much saying that Europe is not helping the US to grow. And faster enough, the European Commission has vowed to respond very firmly and has warned that it will retaliate with tariffs on US products if Trump plans to move forward. So basically, what I told that would happen is happening. All right. So if you guys remember, like maybe 2-3 weeks ago, I've mentioned that the problem with tariffs, and it's a big problem. It's like that. All right. Let me just do one of my drawings here. So we have US here. Okay. Let me grab the zoom one that it's better on the one. Okay. So we have US here. So US, he wants to impose tariffs on China. China is right here. Canada is here. CT. Oh, sorry, let me do a better drawing. So Canada is somewhere around here. And then we have Mexico here. And now we have Europe somewhere here. And there we go. So Trump is imposing 25% tariffs on Canada, 25% tariffs on Mexico, 10% tariffs to start with China, and now proposing 25% tariffs on Europe. But then Europe be like, no, my friend. If you want to impose 25% tariffs on me, what I will do is I will impose back to you. So we are break even. And then what can possibly happen in the future is like, oh, okay, so if Europe did that, I'm going to do as well. So let's get together, Europe. I'm China. I'm the biggest economy, one of the biggest economy in the world. Let's fight it back. Putting 10% tariffs on China as well. Oh, okay. I will put Canada on the group, and Canada will impose 25% tariffs on US. Hey, what about you, Mexico? Not too sure. I don't have much strength, but okay, let's see how it goes. 25% tariffs on US. And then we have Ukraine and Russia somewhere here. Keep fighting each other. And then Trump's come and say, look, it's fine, man. What are you guys doing? Relax. I'm not going to impose tariffs on you both if you stop fighting. And then they're like, oh, okay, cool, done. So that's exactly what I've mentioned that would happen a few months ago. So now Trump plans, now that this isn't like the first time I've seen a trade tension escalate between the US and Europe, most likely during Trump's first term, we saw like a similar threats and counter threats, particularly in the automotive and what was the other one? Agricultural sectors. However, the difference this time is that global economic conditions are already very soft, very fragile, if you can say that. And this additional uncertainty, it could further destabilize currency markets like the FX market, as well as balance of payments, etc. So from a Forex perspective, this is 100% immediately. We took a loss on euro dollar, but we are in profit for euro Aussie from yesterday. I'm just going over very quick. We take profit on euro pound, and USD JPY we didn't got. The GBP AUD we got along as well. GBP AUD. Let me just see. Yeah, I think we hit it, take profit on this one as well because we long it from here. Okay, but coming back from euro dollar, so that imposes like really pressure on euro dollar pair. Whenever there is uncertainty regarding trade policy, guys, you have to understand that the investors tend to move in the capital into safer assets, and that could lead to stronger US dollar and the weaker euro. So if we have a look at the gold prices at the moment, I think it has been falling for the past couple of hours. Yeah. But soon enough, we're going to be looking these to at 3,000. Soon, very soon. Okay. Maybe another couple months or even not even that, but we're going to be seeing gold trading at those highs. So for those who missed the entry or for those who were uncertain, there's always options. There's always opportunities. Okay. Now, this isn't one way back. Okay. So if the European Union retaliates and the situation sort of escalates into a full scale trade war, then both the euro and the US dollar could face downward pressure, creating like an unpredictable volatility. So yes, at the moment, between euro and the US dollar, euro is very weak and US dollar is kind of strong. I just want to show something very quick here for you guys. Let me just log into my terminal. Just 1 second. I just want to show the currency strength. Go. Okay, so I just want euro and take these out. Okay, cool. So we can see that the US dollar is much stronger in the last 8 hours. That when we can see here that was released 8 hours ago. So that's exactly as we see US dollar much stronger than the euro currency. So basically, what can potentially happen is, as I say, if the European Union sort of retaliates this situation and they try to escalate as like a full-scale trade war, then both of those currencies, the euro and the US dollar, they could face downward pressure. And then where would the investor go? The investor would go to this guy here, okay, that we're going to talk in a second. So stay with me until the end. Now, let's talk about Canada and Mexico. Initially, I've been talking quite a while from those two guys, but initially the Trump campaign had a they have been pushing for like a similar 25% tariffs on imports from Canada and Mexico, and they have like concerns about imbalances, immigration, fentanyl trafficking, and etc. Okay, so let's have a look on USD MXN. Mexico pesos, so we can see here. Let me put it on a 4-hour. Okay. So this huge move here happened on February, 1st of February. And the reason were that was on a weekend. So right after a Monday open, the market was with a very, very strong US dollar. And the reason being because Trump was like, yes, okay, I'm certain that I will do the tariffs and that will start on March. Do you guys remember that? Maybe. Trump was like, okay, listen, I will impose the 25% tariff on Mexico, and that will start on the next month, on the 3rd of next month. I think it was 3rd of March, basically. So then Mexico pesos as well as the Canadian dollar, they became very, very weak. So we can have a look at here. Right here as well, same time, okay? So in the last minute decision, these tariffs have been postponed until April now. So the official reason behind the delay is that the administration wants more time to negotiate with Canada and Mexico before they literally impose any economic restrictions. So basically, we are on a very, I can't say that word, but a really, really bad situation at the moment. So what does that mean for you, trader? What does that mean for the Forex market, basically? Well, Canadian dollar and Mexico peso are both extremely sensitive to US policy changes at the moment. So always be on top of any tweets or any news headlines that comes up from US saying that the policy has changed from Mexico, the policy has changed from Canada. So since most of Canada exports go to US, any disruption in those trades that could significantly weaken the Canadian dollar, especially the petroleum, the oil prices. Okay, the oil prices I've talked yesterday has fallen quite a bit, but the same goes for Mexico. So where a very, very big portion of the GDP on Mexico is tied to exports to US. So if those tariffs do take effect in April, we could see a very significant downward pressure on the Canadian dollar and the Mexico pesos while the US dollar strengthens as the result of this trade. So listen, I'm not saying that you should long USD CAD now and you should long USD MXN now, but there is a really, really nice trade coming up in April, because if that really takes place, my friend, USD MXN will fly, okay? Same goes to US dollar CAD. Canadian dollar will be really, really weak. And if something doesn't change, if that continues to be the scenario, okay? But I'm not saying to you, like, jump right in the trade. No, that's my strategy, and you have to analyze your own strategy. So, as I say, if you're trading those pairs, if you're trading Canadian dollar, if you're trading Mexico pesos, US dollar, I think majority of people are trading US dollar. It's very, very important to be watching for any statements coming from US, any headlines from Canada, Mexico, governments, monetary policy changes over the next few weeks. Because if the negotiations fail and the tariffs are sort of pushed back or restated, we can expect the US dollar CAD and the USD MXN pairs to be very, very volatile. Okay. So that's my opinion into US dollar CAD, USD, and pretty much for the whole tariffs. Just going over again, euro dollar, I'm looking to, if that sort of tariffs really happen, I'm looking to short until 103. So somewhere on here. But if it doesn't happen and it breaks that top, I'm looking to go 106. But then, of course, the possibility to go down, the risk to short it, it's much, I would say, lower than the risk to be longing it. But there's always options. Always there's an option. Okay. So as I say, keep watching. We have to keep watching those types of headlines coming from US. Now on US dollar CAD, I'm looking to long that if the tariffs actually get implemented on April, and same goes to USD Mexico pesos. Oops, sorry. Okay, cool. So that's my view pretty much on US, Canada. Same goes for oil, all right? So shorting oil and longing gold, and shorting Europe. Now, let's move on. So next one, Bitcoin bear market and the impact on the global sentiment that we're having at the moment. So if we have a look at Bitcoin, I want to listen from everyone here. Oh, Bitcoin Cash. Oh, it's not good. There's an ETF. Interesting. That's nice. Sorry, just curious about it. So Bitcoin, what are you guys thinking? Is that the price? I don't think it is. 84,500. Is that? Let me check on my MetaTrader. 84,500 at the moment. I'm trading at 86 now. So that price is not up to date. So we're going to be looking to use. We're going to be looking to use TradingView. Yeah, I'm starting to be a fan of Bitcoin. That was a good one. Okay, so with Bitcoin, things change a little bit, but it doesn't go much further away. So it has been experiencing some very sharp decline over the past few weeks, as we can see. It has dropped 23.4% from the January peak on the $109,350. So right here, January. Right here. So yeah. Sorry. Since here, there was 24.58% drop into Bitcoin. There's a lot of people saying, why, and lots of reasons. But there are multiple reasons why Bitcoin is facing this sharp decline, I would say, in the last couple weeks. So first and foremost, there has been an increasing regulatory pressure on crypto exchange. So particularly in the US and Europe, governments are cracking down, as I can say, on crypto-related money laundering, tax evasion, fraudulent activity, and then that leads to a loss of investor confidence. The next point is the recent $1.5 billion hacked from the Bybit crypto exchange, which has further fueled fears about the security risks in the crypto industry. And every time like a major hack occurs, retail and institutional investors are start questioning themselves, is this safety, or should I put my money somewhere else? Okay. As a result, we've seen the record outflows from Bitcoin ETFs, which were initially expected to provide long-term stability for the asset. And for this reason, majority of the institutions are not buying anymore, because think about it. You have millions and millions and millions of management in Bitcoin. And then you got those guys getting capped, what would you say to your client? That's just like, that's insane, right? So they are not liking, they're not planning to do that. So from sort of like a Forex perspective, Bitcoin, Bitcoin has declined. It's very interesting because it often correlates with like broader risk sentiment. When Bitcoin crashes, we frequently see a flight to safety, which investors like moving their capital into US dollars, Japanese yen, Swiss francs, etc., and bonds. And if the Bitcoin sell-off continues, it could trigger a much wider risk off move, in which we can see the Japanese yen and the US dollar with like weakening risk scenarios. They could do same as the Australian dollar as an emerging market currency. So what I want to try to say is there's a lot of things happening on the Bitcoin, on the crypto phase. All right, so we got someone being hacked, $1.5 billion. We got President Trump not supporting as he say he would. So that's another interesting point as well. As we can see on the November 6th, when Trump was elected, so right here, we saw Bitcoin with a huge up move. So pretty much like 55% up move. And then we saw this 25% drop, 24.5% drop. Because initially when Trump was elected, a lot of investors were believing that he would like be the king of crypto, you know. He even had his own cryptocurrency as well. So people were believing very strongly on him. I'm not saying that he won't take care of that, but not now. And not now. Why? Because he has other plans. He has the tariffs. He has the taxes. He's trying to make Tesla great again as well with Elon Musk. So lots and lots of things going on. And then crypto is not his priority at the moment. So yes, maybe in the future he will make like USA as the crypto word, the crypto country, as he's been saying. But it's not the moment for him to stop everything that he's doing and just consider to, okay, let's take care of Bitcoin at the moment. So what I can possibly see is a continuation down to 70,000. Okay. Let me grab that. There you go. I most likely look to a continuation down for 70K into Bitcoin. Okay. So maybe another 18% decline. That's my take. But I'm not saying it will happen like tomorrow or something, but maybe in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we can see Bitcoin coming down. So I'm not a trader of Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is more like a long and hold thing than trying to speculate that for a few reasons. I guess the first reason is if you try to speculate, majority of the time Bitcoin has been going up. So it's really hard to think about like, okay, so let's short it or whatever, or let's long it. And then it goes the opposite way. And then you get stuck and then it goes like that. So not the best turn to be trading, to be going everywhere. I would suggest to be taking it as like a long and hold sort of thing. Another point that I want to show you guys is if we have a look at NASDAQ, for instance. Sorry. And then change that to line charts. And I put that on the daily time frame. NASDAQ sort of follows Bitcoin, right? Interesting enough, if I put the US dollar index as well, US dollar index sort of follows Bitcoin as well. Or does Bitcoin follow NASDAQ and US dollar index? I don't know, but look at that. It's kind of similar, isn't it? So basically, let's first, US dollar is on purple and Bitcoin is on blue. So majority of the time since December 2024, since beginning of 2024, we have been trading very, very closely, okay? Very similar moves. Consolidation on the top, consolidation on the top, fall, small fall, up move, up move here, consolidation, up move, consolidation. So that's interesting. Now the NASDAQ goes the same thing. If we look at the NASDAQ, consolidation on the top, fall, up, consolidation, up move, consolidation, down move, and it goes like that. I'm not saying it has a positive correlation or anything like that. I would have to get more data and analyze like really efficiently. But I'm just saying that it's really interesting when you start to see how things can trade around the world, isn't it? Pretty cool. Okay. So, but my take is a down move on Bitcoin, continuation to the downside. Okay. What do you guys think? I really want to know from your perspective. What do you guys think? As I'm gonna drink some water.
I have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
Because the stock market and maybe Bitcoin, because they're talking right now, do you think that the investors are pulling their money out and probably maybe taking it towards gold?
Yeah, because as I say, I think majority of the money right now they've been pulling out from risky assets, and stock market is one of those. And they have been putting into more safer assets like bonds, treasuries, gold as well. But I'm not too sure if Bitcoin would be in this category. But it's a good question. I most likely think yes. I think that should be it. Yeah, same as well. Another reason. As I say, I do believe on a small drop to 70K, and let's see how things go. Let me just drink some water, guys. All right, cool. Next topic. The strengthening of the Japanese yen. A turning point for the BOG. Sorry, I was just reading something. So USD JPY, let's have a look at that. USD JPY. As we can see, the Japanese yen has been really, really strong the last few weeks. I had a short position somewhere here, hit take profit, and then I completely forgot to short it again. But anyway, so one of the most significant Forex trends that we've seen in the recent weeks is the continued strength of the Japanese yen. The yen has appreciated, I think was nearly 6% over the past 6 weeks. So trading at the moment at 149, 178 per US dollar. And the big question is why? And I've been mentioning that for a few times now. So one major factor behind the yen strength in the shift is the shift of the monetary policy expectation from the BOG. So for years, an ultra loose monetary policy with negative interest rates were in place in Japan. But recently, with the inflation rising, there have been some hints that the Bank of Japan might continue to hike the interest rates, because they did. So the inflation started to rise, and then they've hiked, and then they've hiked again, and now there's more inflation on Japan. And most likely we will continue to see that happening, okay? So the Bank of Japan is pretty much being hawkish. He was one of the dovishest bank in the world, and now he's been one of the hawkishest bank in the world, okay? So take it that way, put it in a very simple way. So in addition, the BOG policy speculation, the yen is also benefiting from the classic flight to the safety. You know, with global uncertainties happening around the world, the investors are shifting the capital into traditional safe haven assets like the Japanese yen at the moment, CHF, gold, etc. So if the geopolitical tensions continue to escalate, like most likely will, we probably will see further gains from the yen. So basically down move from USD JPY or Euro JPY, etc. That could be some major moves. I'm talking about some big moves from USD JPY and Euro JPY. If the BOJ, the Bank of Japan, decides to tightening even more the monetary policy, that they will, there are some speculations that they will do that, we could see a very significant decline on USD JPY, and I'm looking at 145 level, okay? So 145, let me just put it up for everyone. Cool. So maybe we have another down move to 145, somewhere around here, okay? So basically, I do believe that if we continue to see the data very strong from Japan in terms of labor market being positive, the inflation being positive, like higher inflation, we will continue to see the yen being much stronger, okay? So that's pretty much my take for today. So we've covered up US dollar as well as euro dollar and everything else on the impact of the policies. We've covered up the Bitcoin, that most likely we will continue to see some down pressure. We've covered up the strengthening of the Japanese yen, and that should be it. So guys, thank you for another week on my side. Hopefully everyone is back here next week. So next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, as usual. And as always, risk management is key. Market volatility is on. So it can create opportunities, but it can create risks as well. So staying on top of those geopolitical and macroeconomic events will be very, very essential for making good trades, good trading decisions. So yeah, all right. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good day. Have a good week. I don't know if you're watching on the YouTube, and I see you next week. See you guys. Bye-bye. Thank you.